friends, and welcome back to Beloved Reviews. If you're new here on this channel, I share with you delightful, family-friendly, and faith-based movies and television shows. Happy Tuesday, y'all. I hope your week is going quite amazing. I know mine is. It's doing all right. It's doing pretty good. Okay, we warming up into it. We getting into it, right? Y'all let me know in the comment section below how you're doing. What are you up to? What are you watching, streaming? Have you been to the theaters at all? Yes, all of that good stuff. Drop it down below so we can talk about it. We can get into it. And I'm always open to recommendations and suggestions that you may have that is faith or family friendly or even inspirational, heartwarming, all of that. Y'all can let me know. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our special feature today, which is titled Frozen in Love. Now you can find this film streaming right now on Hallmark Plus, but first let me tell y'all what this film is about. When struggling bookstore owner Mary and Adam, a bad boy, a professional hockey, are teamed together to help facilitate an image makeover for the other, they soon realize that opposites attract, and they find themselves unexpectedly frozen in love. I love the way that they wrote that. It just sounds so adorable. It does package it quite nicely, and I have to say that I really enjoyed this film. This was so much fun and quite hilarious. The humor here was it was top notch for me. I'm talking about with the adorableness, okay? So here we do meet Mary, and Mary can be kind of what person may call a stick in the mud a little bit. I'm not saying that's how I view her, how I feel about it. No, absolutely not. But I do know she can come across as that because she is a person that can seem like she knows it all. She has a love for books, and she owns a bookstore where it's like a family bookstore that's been around for quite some time. And she inherited from her parents, and her parents kind of retired and allowed her to take over her brother, but she's the main one that kind of really runs it, knows all the numbers and all of that type of thing, her and Tyler. And I love the sibling relationship here between her and her brother, which is pretty cool. Like the brother, I can tell, like, yeah, he is the younger brother and he does come off as the younger brother, but a lot of times he do know how to stand up to Mary and kind of keep it more real for her and put her in her place in such a very mannerable way. And most people are not really most people can seem intimidated by Mary because she just knows so much. Like, not only does she have a love for books and reading, but she goes back to like the source pretty much for everything. Like, if there's a book written about whatever particular subject, Mary is there. She is researching, she is studying, and she can quote it back to you, okay? And it can seem like she's been studying this particular subject like forever. I love that about her. It makes for good comedy here in this particular film. But of course, like we always try to do here on this channel, I put myself in her situation and I also think about what would it be like to know a person like this in real life. And that's why I say she would come off as a stick, like a little bit of a stick in the mud, not necessarily too fun, kind of take life a little bit too serious. And I know that kind of probably rubs some people the wrong way, especially if you are a little bit more extroverted, out there, you love people, you love mingling, social butterfly, all that type of thing. So somebody like Mary probably would be a little bit of a turn off for you as far as like even friendships or whatever being associated with her. But the good thing about Mary is that everybody would appreciate she is very responsible. You can trust her to run things, take care of your business. Like, you can trust her to be resourceful, to be quite honest with you. And that's why I say I really appreciate a character like this. I would love to have like a friend like Mary in my friend circle because of the fact that she's like genius. She's super smart, and I do like that personality. Like, I like a person who is intelligent, who do know how to articulate themselves quite well. And especially if you have them on your team, you know, you're not the type of person that you're really into that. Like, I really enjoy reading, but you're probably not gonna find me like reading, you know, a lot of nonfiction. I mean, I will get into some nonfiction if it just interests me, if it's a subject matter that I really want to know about, or I just find a particular person interesting or something like that. But I'm a fiction girl. I love me some fiction. I like my Christian romance. I like my Christian fantasy, that type of thing. I like to go away. I like to get away. I use reading more for escapism. I don't even know if that's a word, but you know, just getting away and just feel like I can go on a vacation. Kind of like the same thing that I use movies and television shows for at the same time, but movies and TV shows go a little bit deeper for me, for the simple fact that y'all know, for those of you who've been around for a minute, you knew one day when I was growing up, I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be in the film industry. I wanted to direct. I wanted to just be a part of that whole world. So movies kind of a little bit more, yes, I do use it to escape and stuff, and I enjoy my stories, but I also even look at more like the behind the scenes. Like that gets my attention. I love behind the scenes stuff. Like, how did they put that scene together? How did you make this or that for like the different scenes and different, I love all of that, okay? The writing aspect, love all of that. And also, yeah, like when I'm looking at the actors, I'm looking beyond that character. I'm looking at the actor, what the actual actress or actor behind the work, thinking about what it may have taken to get into that character, to bring that character to life, and looking at facial movements, expressions, gestures, all these types of things. I love that. So I'm looking a little bit more deeper when I'm into my movies and television shows as opposed to books. Well, I'm just simply escaping. And for books too, I know subconsciously that's happening with books, y'all, okay? Like, I don't really have to like be intentional about thinking about, oh, hey, okay, how do they put that phrase together? Or looking at the style of writing. I don't really have to pay attention to that, at least intentionally, because I know subconsciously it's happening because I write a lot. And yeah, I write my own books and stuff like that. So I know even with reading, like it's subconsciously in my mind where I'm picking up on that even without being conscious of it. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all see how I can go on and on? So me and Mary would have a good time talking and stuff because she is so informational and stuff like that. And yeah, and I would just probably have a ton of questions for her, taking in all that information and appreciating it. So I think she would be perfect as far as in my friend group or whatever. But anyways, I love the fact that Mary owned this bookstore because I even thought about one day, like if I'm thinking about, in the ideal world, I thought that would be pretty cool. Like I told y'all that story when I was taking like a business class, we had to put together, you know, your business plan and all of that, like what type of business you would want to open up. And I thought a bookstore in an ideal world, I mean, it was really before all of this. I knew all of this stuff exists and stuff, all this technology and stuff. But I thought still, even within that, I would love like this little quaint bookstore, you know, that is very like a place of people who enjoy reading can get together, you know, and pray, read books and all of this. And Mary kind of got this thing going. Like it's what sustained her family for all of these years. But the thing about Mary, and it's not her fault, like she's living in a time where people are getting more away from books. Like they're more into this digital atmosphere and ordering online and all these types of things. And she believes, like how she grew up, in the same thing how I believe. Like more hands-on is better. It's better to be more like socializing and all of that. Get out there, talk to people, like really feel people and be amongst them and be a blessing to each other and hang out, you know. And I love that. And that's what she wants to keep this bookstore for. Like they have book chat. I love book chat. I would show up for Mary and Tyler's book chat here, whatever that they are reading. I mean, it was a couple of books I could think of right off the bat in this film that they had for book chat, and to dive into that just to get some more meaning, because people, 2 or 3 people can read the same book and you're going to get something totally different out of that. That's why I love like book chat, movie chat, and you can really like get into some deep conversations, like to see how that person thinks, like how did God speak to them through this particular art piece. And I love that because Mary, like I say, she's very informational and kind of pretty much, well, I was gonna say surface, but it's not really surface level, especially when it comes to book. It's because when they had the book chat, like they did War of the Worlds, they did The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. I think, don't quote me on it. So yeah, I think that was the title of that book. Oh, forgive me, because I know it was something that I read probably in high school or whatever. But yeah, but I do know for a fact that they did War of the Worlds, because I was thinking, yo, the movie aspect. So yeah, anyway, I'm thinking about this particular scene. That's what made me laugh, y'all. But yeah, so they have book chat like probably once a week, and it's so nice. There's not a lot of people that show up, and so the bookstore is really kind of struggling, and Mary doesn't want this to fail because this is like a part of their family legacy. So of course her family trusted her with it, so she's feeling like such a sense of like responsibility here, and it's almost like breaking her heart to see that it slowly but surely is kind of slipping away. And her brother kind of suggests some things that seem a little bit more in our time, you know, with social media, podcasts, you know, he's just trying. And he's throwing out some pretty good ideas, but Mary is pretty old fashioned. She kind of want to stick with what her parents built this legacy on, but the times are changing. That is so unfortunate, but you still kind of want to keep that going. So I feel Mary, because we've been getting away from a lot of things that connected us as human beings. So I get it, but she does reaches out to like a PR person and try to get some ideas of where, like, maybe she knows they're in trouble, they need some help, and they need somebody who think a little bit different than her. Obviously she's not up to date, you know, in a lot of ways with the way things are going right now. And so she reached out to this PR person, and she's like, she's confident she can save their bookstore. Like, she's on top of it. She's throwing out some ideas, and the thing is, Mary's like, okay, I get what you're saying, but okay, how can I say this? Because you're seeming to forget an important piece of this whole thing here, right? All of your ideas, they sound amazing, but you're forgetting something. All of this is gonna cost money. And I'm like, Mary, I get it, girl, because that is the thing. It's so many different ideas. Because I think about that with marketing. When you want to market a product and you're like, yeah, that's fine. I'm sure your ideas are amazing to get this book out there. Thinking, you know, with what I got going on. But all of this, like with any type of marketing, it costs money to get your stuff before people, to actually make sure they can see it. And so I get this, and Mary's like, you know, basically, if I had the money, you know, I kind of would really need you, you know, you gotta, let's see how this can work with it on a very low to nothing budget here. And she was like, well, just give me some time to think about it. And, you know, Mary kind of left, and but she's keeping, the whole time she's keeping all of this from her family, with her parents, because Tyler knows, he works at the bookstore, he kind of knows a little bit of what's going on. He doesn't really know like Mary as far as those numbers, because the number is going to tell you what's really going on. So he doesn't really know to that degree, but he does know that they're in trouble and they need to save this. So that's their world. On the other end, we have a hockey player, bad boy hockey player, Adam. All right, and Adam is a little too much. He did too much. I'm just gonna say that, Adam, you really do, okay? Because you got everything going before you. You are on the best team here, and all you gotta do is play some hockey. Stay out of trouble. Is it really that difficult? They pay you big bucks, okay? You're getting paid. I don't know. You know, you're probably making millions a year here. The whole world knows who you are. All you have to do is play the sport that you love. Is that so difficult? Some of us are going to work, working jobs we do not love. And just, you know, we're just passing through. We're just trying to make it to the dream. You already, homeboy, you made it to the dream. Why can't you behave yourself? Why we see you in the newspapers everywhere? You in some kind of brawl, in some kind of disagreement with somebody. You're what is that word I'm looking for? Raging? Ranting? I don't know. But you're going off on coaches and everything, Adam. You need to calm down. And he's been checked before. He really has. But now he's to the point where they are suspending him. They need him to get his act together. And if you don't get your act together with this time period, guess what, Adam? You're going to be off the team. Then what are you going to do now? It's a total embarrassment to the entire world here. And so this is what's going on in Adam world. And I'm like, but here's the thing with Adam. He's very arrogant, as you can expect from an athlete, especially an athlete that is doing quite well. And, you know, he knows he's really good. So this is the encounter how he met Mary here, y'all. Tell y'all, and I know they don't want me telling Mary, I know you want me to tell your business like that because you are a little bit, you know, you're private. Adam ain't too private like that, so I feel like I can say what I gotta say, so I'm gonna say it, girl. So Adam walked up in her bookstore. And here's the thing about Adam. He didn't even know he was really in a bookstore. He just thinking, I need me some coffee, you know, in your morning brew, something to drink. And he thought Mary was being funny when she was like, we do not have any coffee. This is a bookstore, okay? And he's like, yeah, a bookstore. You should be able to purchase coffee or something, a muffin, something, girl. A donut? Well, come on now. Are you really kidding me here? And he's really thinking that Mary is, you know, kind of pulling his leg, like trying to aggravate him. He's already in a state of mind where he's just not feeling it. He don't need no more now, especially not from a total stranger. And so Mary just sticks with, you know, stick to her guns here. Like, no, this is a bookstore. We don't have anything. Like, basically go down the street, go somewhere else that actually sells that. And so he ends up buying a book thinking, okay, just what you really want. You want me to buy a book here, girl? I'll just buy a book. Just give me a cup of coffee. And she ends up like checking him out, and he gets this book, just a random book, probably on like crochet or something like that. And he ends up leaving quite irritable with this woman here, because most people don't give Adam a hard time like that, especially off the ice, because, you know, like most people are infatuated or whatever with people who are famous, especially people who play sports. And Mary has no clue who he is. She doesn't really care, even if she did know who he was. And so and this is their first encounter, so you can tell right off the bat they are, in a sense, enemies. They can't stand each other, like, really. Mary is a person of intellect. She values that. She values books. She values doing something productive with your life. And on the other hand, you got Adam, who is like this big kid inside this adult body who hasn't grown up yet. You're still out there throwing hands and doing different things that could cost you millions of dollars, and you don't even see it that way because you're just a total brat. You're being a brat, Adam, okay? So both of them are in need now, because you got Rachael. I'm calling about not Rachael. No, you got Mary, girl. Rachael, you're a good actress, girl. I love you. But you got Mary here, who's struggling with her bookstore, and she just needs a total makeover. You're trying to save this. She's in this. She didn't want to go this route, but apparently she has to do this, and she's willing to buckle down and do this. So PR person, social media person, help me out, girl. So that's where Mary is. Adam is like, okay, I get it. I can't lose now. I've done too much. I've been doing too much for years. So I need my image to clean up. I need a good boy image. I've been having a bad boy image for quite some time. I need to clean it up. And so the PR person is like, you know what? Y'all can clean up each other's image. Y'all can help each other out. Mary doesn't have the funding to, you know, pay for all of this. So the hockey team can pay for everything that she needs to market, to put all of these events together, to get her bookstore out there, to create, you know, some noise, to get people to come in there. And then we got this hockey player. We can connect you with her. We're cleaning up your image. We're trying to give you the good boy thing, and that works because Mary already has a good image. She's a part of the community. So you can see how, you know, how they can really help each other out here. But the thing is, when they find out that they're going to have to work with each other, they're like, absolutely not. Are you insane here? I cannot work with him. I can't. He is ridiculous. He's insane. He's a brat. He is a total jerk. And that is where Mary's mind is. Adam is like, please, this person stick in the mud, thinks she knows it all. You don't know it all just because you read about it. You don't know everything. And so I love that dynamic there. That makes for some good comedy and some wonderful frozen in love romance, right? Y'all, once again, this this film is titled Frozen in Love, streaming right now on Hallmark Plus. I had so much fun with this film because these characters were hilarious. They were total opposites, and to see throughout the film how they're learning to get to know each other, like being like humanizing one another and getting to see that part of that person that people just don't show you right off the bat, especially when you meet them and get to know like the behind, get to know someone's heart before you truly judge them. Like, don't judge a person by the outside, the cover, right? Don't judge a book by its cover. Mary, girl, you should know better. So yeah, so all it is, I'm staying away from spoilers. I just kind of sit, just want to give you a little something, sprinkle a little something there, let you know, girl, you need to watch it, okay? But this was so funny to me, so hilarious. I love these characters. I thought they had so much to contribute, so much to offer, and they weren't stagnant. You saw the growth in them, and that was truly amazing. And I had the moments when I cried here because I just love that. I just feel like we have gotten so far away from that as mankind, like really getting to know people. Like, this internet is just really something. It's just, it could be good, you can use it for good, but y'all can see it has been some not quite some good things that people have been using it for. And I just really would like to get back to the heart of what I believe that God, we're his best creations, human beings. We're top notch. You think about the best thing that you love out there that God has created. One of the things for me, ocean, the rain. I love that. So beautiful, so perfect. And I think more than that, God loves us. He considers us like even more like beautiful, breathtaking. We're like the perfect picture here, and we haven't got so far away from that where we don't even appreciate that, don't even take the time to really get to know someone. And we got to do better. We have to do better. But you're gonna enjoy this film, so make sure y'all check it out. If you have already done so, please let me know in the comment section below how you feel about it. Who are some of your favorite characters? What were some of your favorite scenes? And did you laugh as much as I did? Was it a journey for you? Because I felt like I really went on a journey here. These are my friends, so don't even talk about them, okay? If you got nothing nice to say about them, don't say it at all, right? Because I love me some Adam and Mary, I do. But before I leave y'all for today, let's go ahead and get into the scripture. And we're coming out of Proverbs 10, verse 22, and it reads, "The blessing of the Lord makes one rich, and he adds no sorrow with it." That's all I have for y'all for this video. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I'm still working on getting y'all some Christmas in July, so be on the lookout for that. When you be seeing some reviews that are, put you in the mind of Christmas, and girl, we're gonna have a blast, okay? We just are. So until next time, may the Lord bless and keep you both now and forevermore.